Capítulo 5, Video 10. Los verbos interesar, aburrir, y gustar. Several verbs in the Spanish language have emotional connotations that are going to cause us to manipulate them in a different way. And today we have our full explanation of verbs like gustar. We start with manzanas. Do you like apples? I like apples. Here's how I would say that in Spanish. Me gustan las manzanas amarillas mucho. Do you notice what you don't see? Do you notice some things that are a little confusing? Let's break this apart into bits. A Curtis no le gustan las manzanas, pero a Curtis le gusta el pomelo. So, if you're talking about yourself and what you like, you're going to use the pronoun me instead of the word yo. Here's the phrase, I am pleased. Me gusta. When you're speaking to your friends, family members, and you want to ask them what they like, you would ask, te gusta? Instead of using tú. And you're asking, does it please you? And when you're speaking about what he or she likes, or what usted, when you're being polite, likes, you will use the pronoun le. Le gusta. He likes, she likes. And if you want to talk about us and what pleases us, you will use the pronoun nos. Nos gusta would mean we are pleased. We're not using the word nosotros here. When you're describing what pleases you all or they, use the pronoun les. Les gusta, y'all like, or they like. So, here in summary are the pronouns that we will be using instead of the subject pronouns we've been working with so far. Me, te, le, nos, os, les. Notice that these also don't have any effect on the ending of the verb. Why is that? Well, really, we're saying that the thing, the item, or the activity is pleasing to us, not the other way around. So if you say me gusta el fútbol, you're really saying soccer is pleasing to me. Interesar. Me interesa la clase de español. Literally means Spanish interests me. But in English, we would say, I am interested in Spanish. ¿Por qué hay una diferencia? We have me interesa la clase de español, and a Curtis le gusta el pomelo, versus me gustan las manzanas, nos interesan las matemáticas. So let's look at this thing backwards, and maybe if we analyze it that way, it'll help. Let's start with the thought. I don't like golf. Golf does not please me is the way I'm going to change that wording so that I get myself out of the subject role and put golf in the driver's seat, because golf is the thing doing the pleasing or not pleasing. Now I can start translating. El golf. And then am I going to use gusta or gustan based on the previous screen? Well, how many things is golf? It's just one item, so I'm going to use gusta. And then, who is it that's not being pleased? Me. Which of those pronouns should we use then? Me. El golf me gusta is the proper structure. And then, in Spanish, flip it around. Me gusta el golf. Let's do that one more time. Tom's interested in sports. So we switch that around, putting sports in the front. Sports interest Tom. And now start translating. How do you say sports? Los deportes. And then, is it going to be interesa or interesan? Since it's los deportes. Yep, interesan. A Tom. And what pronoun will we use to replace Tom? Le. Now, flip it all around and you get a Tom le interesan los deportes. Please study these two processes a couple of times until it really sinks in what the steps are that you're doing. And put these in your notes. Yes, they're that important. Write it down. Okay, here are some other verbs that do the same process. Exactly the same. Aburrir, to be boring. So if something is boring to you, that's the way you're going to say it. It bores me. Or important. If something is important. If it's interesting, interesar. Or if it is painful, if it's causing you pain. So if you have a headache, you would say, my head hurts me. If you have a toothache, my teeth hurt me. Stomach ache, sore throat. And here are then the only two forms in the present tense of these verbs that you're likely to ever see. The singular or the plural. Bor, bor. Importa, importan. Duele, duelen. Happens to be a boot verb. Interesa, interesan. And then these are the pronouns that then you will see with the four verbs we have listed here, as well as with gustar. Since you've been taking notes, go ahead and add all this in before you advance. Hit pause. So, how would you say, to me, if something is boring? You can add a mí me interesa, a mí me importa, a mí me aburre. To you, is it interesting to you? ¿A ti te gusta? ¿A ti te importa? ¿A ti te duelen? And the other step is we can add actions instead of just physical items like sports or apples. We can talk about activities. ¿Te gusta correr? Sí, me gusta correr. So, you can use me gusta or te gusta with an infinitive verb structure. It's a singular item. To run is one thing, so you would use the singular form of the verb. ¿Te gusta jugar al fútbol? Sí, me gusta jugar al fútbol. No, no me gusta jugar al fútbol. So the second verb stays as the infinitive, and you use the singular form. Gusta. Finally, here is a list of 6 sentences. See if you can determine what ending should you put on each of these. Good luck on the lesson quiz.